Hey, what's up, squad? I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at this guy. This is Fenrir, aka Sinnertwin. This from the Unique Toys team, and this is actually a 10-year-old toy. Well, not this one specifically, because this is a modern reissue of that 10-year-old toy. No engineering changes or anything like that, but they have done some paint updates so that you can distinguish it from the original. And here we have Blot, aka Troll. We did a video review for this guy already. If you haven't, you can check it out. I'll put a link in the description. And they're very, very nice. And I love the fact that they've kind of kept the design motif very, very consistent. And so you know that they're kind of from the same squad. And what's really interesting is that this is kind of like one of the first third-party toys. And oddly enough, this is masterpiece scale, but it really fits in well with the current main line, not just in terms of size, but also aesthetic. I think this could fit inside your legacy collection very well. And funny enough, it also uses 5mm connectors. That's wild, right? And this thing over here, you can tell is the foot. It's using the perfect effect gimmick where it converts into like artillery and accessories. And no, I'm digging that. No hate on that. I think it's done better on Sinnertwin than it is Blot, even though it's not bad, but it is off center. And I don't know, man. That's kind of the OCD in me. It's bugging me. But this, no, he's really nice. Certainly, it's not perfect. It is basic in certain areas like this. I really don't like that when the sculpt gets kind of messed up. But again, I guess you're not supposed to put the head up that high. And so if you just keep it like that, it's not bad. I do wish it tabbed in a little bit better. And so, yeah, there are some areas where it's kind of crude. Same thing for the Blot and also their hunger as well, where it could have used a little bit more finesse. But overall, it's not bad. The range of motion, I mean, these are the arms and forearms, and so they're baked in. Not bad, not bad. And there's ball joints are necessary, especially at the tip of the toes on some of these guys. And this, it doesn't really have any outward movement, but it does go back and forth. And it has a really cool kind of like pouncing, what is it called? Digitigrade, you know, when the knee joint goes backward. They've done that well. So the whole overall contour and feel silhouette of the toy does feel like a powerful beast. And it's pretty convincing, yeah. And I kind of wanted to start with the alt mode because just in terms of the natural flow of progress, or the natural flow of like transformation, it makes sense to have this progress into the foot mode and then into the bot mode. And so, yeah, I thought that would be cool. These, by the way, these are kind of hilarious. I mean, not just these in itself, but they look cool, right? They're the double tails, and it's made out of this. It's really, really soft silicone. But if you look down over here, you can see the actual tails, these tiny, tiny things. Those are hilarious to me. They're just chilling off the back, and you can't really see them, and they're obscured by these big, mighty tails, and that looks way better. These are also what is it, the hand accessories too, but yeah, they're mad gummy, super duper gummy. Almost feel like I could use them for like erasers or something like that, and I kind of want to chew on them because of the texture, but I can't. I shouldn't do that. But yeah, here we have Fenrir. That's been a quick overview of the alt mode. It's very, very nice. Looks like somebody could kind of ride him over here too, right? Anyway, let's put a saddle on this guy. Just kidding. Let's get him into his foot mode, and yeah, and I'll show you him next to Troll and compare both of those leg modes and stuff, and then we'll progress into the bot mode, and that's the video. Yeah, that'll be the video. Hey, really quick with a commercial break from our sponsor, TF Safari, tfsafari.com. Check them out for all of your mecha needs from first, second, third, fourth party. They also do upgrades as well. You're not going to find a lot of sites that cater to different tastes and needs. tfsafari.com. And if you do go there, utilize the codes that you see on the top right corner of the screen and save yourself a little bit of change, man. They are a very reliable vendor. They are out of China. They ship to you in about 2 weeks, super sturdy boxes. And yeah, tfsafari.com. Can't say enough nice things about them. And so thank you so much, TF Safari, for sponsoring this video. Okay, let's get him into his leg mode. And I will say, this is probably the least satisfying mode for me. And the reason why I say that, oops, just went flying. The reason why I say that is that he doesn't have certain locking mechanisms. I mean, he doesn't. Like, for instance, this he has, and that's fine, you know? And there are certain things that I like. I mean, there's a lot of things that I like. Like, I love the way that the legs hug the contour and stuff. And I love the way they compress. This is really cool. But now when this hangs out back here, there's nothing that clicks it in place, you know? It's just it's just chilling, dude. It's just marinating, and I don't like that. I don't like that in the least bit. I feel like they could have added just a few things, just a little couple of tabs, notches or something here and there, and that would have made for a more satisfying experience. Yeah, there's like little grooves here, you know, I feel like that they could have taken advantage of, but no, it doesn't have that, and so I'm not a big fan of that. It's not a deal breaker necessarily, and but yeah, another thing is that you see that there are these grooves on the back of the thighs, right? And so those are meant to lock into these things down over here, and he does have this though. That little button will plug into one of these ports, the top one, and so that will lock it in place. But these do not align with the legs, like whatsoever. It will break the sculpt if you do that, but you can kind of plug them in like this, but yeah, I don't know. And then the way also the way the heads just kind of just like chill there, this is also not very satisfying for me. And so, yes, there are connection points, but I just think that it needs more. I just think that it needs more. And this bit, there's a tab here that plugs into that, and that'll be the same tab that plugs into the bottom, and I'm appreciative of that, but this bit, hold up. It always gets me confused how this is supposed to fold up. I think it's like this, and then, yeah. And so it does a good enough job, like, folding up. And yeah, it's kind of touching the base of the dragon neck, but there's nothing that clicks it in place. And I don't know, man. Just me personally, I find that deeply unsatisfying. Not satisfying, unsatisfying. Yeah. Either way, not a big fan of that. Not a big fan of that. And did I curl up the fingers the wrong way? Yeah. That's what I mean, dude. And then the instructions, they don't give you too much help. They're just like, nah, figure it out, bro. Yeah, so sure, it compacts nice, compacts. It compacts nice enough, but there's nothing. There's nothing that actually really holds it in place. So it's just chilling there. I don't like that, dude. I just don't like that. And I'm happy to be proven wrong. If somebody's familiar with this toy more than I am, and then they're like, hey, no, you missed over there. You should have taken a left at Albuquerque or whatever it is. You guys know that reference? It's Bugs Bunny, I think. I'd be inclined to hear it. I mean, more than inclined, I would love to hear it because I like this toy. But I recognize its crudeness, and then there is an abundance of it. I noticed it in Hunger. I noticed it in Blot. And now I see it in this guy. And so we have the foot attached. And for the most part, yeah, that looks good. But I'm worried that there's a little bit of rock here. And so there's going to be a huge amount of weight on the top where you're going to be bearing the torso and also the arms. I'm worried that this is not tight enough. So we'll see, dude. We'll see if I take back all of my praise when we do the full combination. But that's how it looks right now. I also don't like this big gap down over here. I mean, I wonder if I can bring the toes out from the robot to kind of obscure that gap, but that's only going to help the visibility from the front. Here, let's just try it with one. Nah, and not only that, I think it impedes this thing from fully connecting. Yeah, you can't. All right. So yeah, so definitely my least favorite of the modes. It's not bad, but it's not overly great either. And I think it's because Blot did such a good job. You see how this stuff just kind of coming undone? Blot did an incredible job of compressing down into the foot, and they look nice enough together. but just they should have handled that a little bit better, in my opinion. All right, with that out of the way, let's get him into his robot mode. I know I sound exacerbated, right? I removed the foot already, and so what you're going to do is you're going to split these, and you're going to bring these down, and that knee is just going to plug into that post right there at the knee. It's a little bit of a crude connection, but nonetheless, it works pretty well. The foot, it's not easy to get out, and so I have brought a ye old spudger with me, and even with this, it's a tight fit. But yeah, you just bring the foot out like that. And then this, you just orient it properly and it will tuck in there, my dear. So we can do the same for the other side. What is it? MGO says, second verse, same as the first. Yeah, that's an old rhyme from something called like Henry VIII or something like that. But I first heard it on this movie called Ghost. Rest in peace, Patrick Swayze. Then we get that to sit right in there. So that's cool, man. That's more satisfying than the leg is. And yeah, the feet are out. The waist is spun. I like their heads. They look like combiner heads, you know, and I think that's pretty cool. Got a lot of nice attitude about it as well. And then this we will untab, we will fold out, bring up, tab that back in, and bring it forward, spin this around. And as we fold this down, what you want to do is you want to actually bring this entire section up so that you can fold out the fist, then you can close up the forearm and this. Actually, you know what? I think I had it the right way. Either way, it doesn't really matter. And so we just have that sitting back there. Same thing for this. Untab, bring up, retab, bring down, spin, spin, open up the forearm, flip out the fist, give him a twist and a kiss. Maybe not a kiss because he may have a bunch of weird chemicals on him, but... and from there, we can bring these back up and they will tab in. They will plug into those little ports over there on the back jack. Why is that one not going in? There we go. And then these we can just have hanging off of his back. And pretty much that is his robot mode. Let me give him his accessories and let's talk about him. All right, here we have him with his gummy tails equipped, and he looks nice, man. He looks really, really nice. Somewhat simplistic, but I mean, I think that is the intent and the design, and I'm fine with that. There aren't any ratchets built in. Like, this looks like it would be a knuckle ratchet, but it's not. It's all completely friction. But yeah, he is not a particularly heavy toy, so I don't think you're going to encounter any problems with the friction joints, putting him into different poses and stuff like that. The front and back is impeded, though. The skirts don't move. I mean, you can get the side. And, oh, yeah, overall, I mean, he has decent articulation. He just feels like a mainline figure. Like, he really, really does. And it's funny because this is a 10-year-old toy, like I mentioned, but it's almost like the mainline Hasbro aesthetic is just kind of catching up to it now. Maybe it just took a little bit of time for it to kind of embrace what third party was doing, perhaps. And but he looks nice. He looks really, really nice, dude. And I think he's the perfect little limb bot in that he is a limb. You can tell. And the transformation is pretty basic, and it's not confusing or anything, quite intuitive, but just needs those additional locking mechanisms for foot mode. This hanging off the back is not hateful. These tucking in, not hateful. These things under the forearms, not hateful at all, actually. Looks very good. He has the additional blasters if you wanted to equip them from the feet, and you can just kind of plug them in. Using either of those, really. But yeah, you could have that there if you want. The large one doesn't plug in anywhere. It does plug in, as you seen earlier, for the alt mode, for the dragon mode. But for the bot mode, you're just going to be using those side bits. And cool, dude. He looks decked out. No, he looks good. He looks good. I have some apprehension about the combined mode. I do, but that's going to be apprehension for the future me. And so just kind of looking at him with Blot in his ultimate, like I said, aesthetic carries over very, very well. Looks consistent, looks a part of the same squad. And the same things that I disliked about him, the crudeness also exists in him as well. But at the same time, it wasn't hateful enough. And it's the same type of criticism that I have for this. On a scale of 1 to 10, and let's grade on a curve considering this is a 10-year-old toy, I would give it an 8. Especially for that time. The combined mode may not be that high, but in itself, I would give it an 8 or at least a 7.5. In terms of the transformation fluxometer, meaning getting me like flummoxed, the flummox meter, it's very, very low. It's an easy ride. It's intuitive, and things do what they're supposed to do without much fuss. But yeah, just needed those extra little bits to get it perfect in the foot mode. But otherwise, he's not a bad guy. Oh. Yo, does he need the little tail things to stand? That would be wild if these are supposed to be heel supports. Oh my goodness, they kind of are. They kind of are. Well, whatever, dude. I'll be appreciative of that. Those tiny little tails, wow, they actually make a huge difference. But yeah, dude, he's good. Lots of things to like. And in the next video or in the next couple of days, we'll be revealing the bird. The bird and the shark. I forget their names right now. But yeah, and then afterwards we'll form Abominus, okay? Thank you for being here. I will talk to y'all next time. Ciao.